Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to press some 26 grain slugs because I want to try to shoot them out of the DRS Tactical that I have. And the reason I want to do this is because I just got done watching the video with Matt Dubber doing it, and of course I want to tinker and try to have some fun also. So I'm going to press some lightweight slugs in that 26 grain range and see if I can get them to group well and see how far I could kind of push that. So I'm gonna get the slugs pressed and then go tune the DRS to power it up with a little bit higher reg and hammer tension and see if I can get a pretty good speed out of these, or see if I need to go down in grain weight for the slugs. Personally, I'm kind of torn about doing this only because right now the DRS Tactical is shooting those 18 grain pellets like so well. It's shooting pellets better than my impact did originally at like 50 yards. Really torn about doing it because it's set up so well right now. And I know I would kick myself if I didn't end up trying this out and just see what happens, because I'm too curious not to do it. And so I'm going to end up tinkering with it and try to dial it in and see if I can do that. And if it doesn't work out, and if everything fails, hopefully I can get it back to the perfect tune for these pellets again, which I can probably do no problem, but it just worries me a little bit because it's just like so perfect right now. So I'm gonna use the Corbin S-Press. I'm gonna get it set up. I want to press some hollow point dish base slugs, and so I'm gonna kind of go through that process with you, and then on the next video I'll get out and test those slugs, and hopefully everything will go well. Let's get to it. I'll start pressing some slugs. All right, so while I get gloved up here, I just want to talk about kind of how you work this press and how you kind of get it set up. So this is the Corbin S-Press, and I have some of the airgun slug dies. And so the bottom piece here, this is the part that presses the nose, or they call it an ogive or an ogive. And that just determines the shape of the nose and then whatever kind of hollow point or different shape that you want it to have. Flat nose, round nose, stuff like that. So this bottom piece is going to be what controls the nose shape, and then this piece here controls the base shape. So the way that you change these out is this loosens up, or you can take it out, and there's this little piece right here. So unscrew this. Okay. And then this is the punch part itself. So these are all sized for the 218 diameter 22s, and this is the cup base. So I have a couple different versions for the bases. See, let me find the right one. All right, and this one is the dish base. So this is the one that I'm probably going to use. So I'm just going to wipe it off and then get it put back in here. All right, so this slides over, and you insert this and start screwing it in. I like to end up just holding that and screwing this down, because it's usually just a little bit faster for me, personally. Okay, so you kind of just get this set up into a rough position, and then this little stack right here, these are just kind of the mess ups, or the ones I use to kind of get things dialed without wasting more cores. So I'm going to just stick this one on and then give it a press. And what I want to make sure is that I don't let this line go below that. So I've pressed it down, and all this lead gets extruded out of the back. Okay, and there's the new slug. So now what I'm going to do is turn on my scale, let it zero itself out, change it to grain weight, and then see how close I am to what I want. So I'm pretty close. It's at 28.9 grains. So I'm just going to stick this one back on so I'm not wasting a bunch. And then the way you adjust the grain weight is you adjust this top piece here. So I'm going to tighten it down a little bit, screw it downwards, and that's going to make it lighter. Give it a press. Alright, so it took off this much more lead. Let's try it now. So a little bit too much, 24.7. So this one is just going to go back into my pile over here. So now I know I need to back this up a bit, probably just about that much. Doesn't take a lot to kind of change things. So I'll find one that's kind of a little bit bigger size that I can stick in here and test. So let's go again. Okay, let's try this one. All right, so 28 again. Okay, so just down a tink. It's like 1/8 of a turn. So we'll see what that does. Like I said, it really doesn't take a whole lot of adjustment to really kind of change things. So I barely turned down the adjustments there, and I'm down almost a little bit more than 1/2 of a grain. Let's do it again. And when you're pressing it, you can kind of feel at the bottom of the stroke if it's actually taking any of the weight out of it, or else it just doesn't feel, there's like a feel to it. All right, so 26.5. So I'm really, really close. So I'm going to just barely adjust that downwards and see if I can get this really close. So I felt it take off just a little bit there. Oh, really close, 26.18. All right, so let's go again. This will probably be the last one. $25.8. All right, so oh, there we go. Okay, 25.9. So I'm really, really close. I don't really want to, totally get it right at 26. If it's a little bit less, that's perfectly fine. This is a lower power air gun, so I'm going to probably be better off with the lighter slug anyway. So now what I'm going to do is just clean up my area a little bit and stick this box back here. So what's awesome about pressing your own slugs is they are just so consistent. So I'll just pick a couple random ones out of here. 25.82. 25.82. 25.82. 25.82. So, like I said, that's just some random ones I pulled out of this tin. every one that you press is almost exactly identical, and so you get the best consistency out of these. And so that's why having a press is so awesome, is now I can get the most consistency possible out of the projectiles that I'm shooting. So that just takes out one more factor from the things that I'm experiencing when I'm shooting competition and stuff like that. Now I know if there's a problem, it's probably not the projectile. So that's one less thing I have to worry about. All right, so we're getting to the end here. I'm going to start wrapping it up. I don't want to bore you guys with just constant video of me sitting here pressing these slugs out. So I'm going to probably press about another 20 or so and then call it a day. But other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video when I get testing these slugs out in the DRS and the Pantera. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.